Ah, yes, the infamous electric fuel pump on the Honda Reflex. This Reflex sat for quite a long time. It's an '06 with just under 1,000 miles. And I got it at an auction. And I was hoping I wouldn't have to clean the carburetor out, but I had to. And of course, then I found out that somebody had locked the front brake up and did a burnout and totally fried the clutch to the point there's molten aluminum laying down in there. So I'm going to have to fix that. But anyways, let's get over here and talk about this electric fuel pump. Now, I couldn't get any fuel to my carburetor, and I couldn't get this thing to prime. So of course I take everything off. I managed to get the little bolt out up in here coming up through the front wheel. Well, I'm gonna have fun putting it back in, all to get access to the wiring harness here. Now, the manual states that you can short or use a jumper between the black and white wire with the ignition on. Scooter doesn't have to be running, and you can test the pump. And so, of course, I wanted to get to this wiring harness right here because I thought I needed a jumper in here. No, I can do it from up under here. So I took all that black tape off. I'm going to have to tape that back up on top of the boot, pull that boot down and everything. But anyways, it does in fact work. What I did is I just took meter leads off my Harbor Freight meter, those ones they used to give away free, Sendtech or whatever. And the probes fit up inside here really nice. And then I just take the other ends out of the meter and just touch them to each other. And in fact, the pump originally wasn't working. Then it started to work, but it just wouldn't pump. And so I'd seen where somebody on, I think it was the Adventure Rider forums, had taken the rubber boot off of this, which is a lot of fun. It's not meant to be taken apart. And I went ahead and one by one lifted all these little tabs up and opened the pump and looked inside. It was pretty clean. Couldn't figure anything out. Put it together, then it started working. But what I discovered is all I really needed to do is just pressurize the tank. And of course the tank is just right there. And so what I did is I jumpered my wires and I just blew into the tank, put my mouth right on the tank there. I took this off, and that forced fuel to go into the pump. And once you get some fuel into there, boy, it took off and started pumping. So if you have the EBGBs about putting your mouth right on the gas tank there, what you can do is take yourself a piece of rubber tubing like this, and then take a rag, in this case a bandana, and you can just wrap it around and around, and I'm not talking like a little thin ribbon of cloth. I mean, matter of fact, I could take this thing and roll it up like that, and then just wrap this as is around the tubing. You get the idea. And the idea is to get a rag or something on here, shop rag, get it so that there's more rag or more of a diameter than there is in your tank, so that you can just push this and hold it down on the tank and then just blow in the other end. And once you do that, if your pump is pumping and it has a hard time priming, believe you me, that'll get fuel into it. Once I did that, boy, it pumped like there was no tomorrow. I mentioned earlier, I did take this all apart, and it was clean inside. And so what I did is I just pushed this back together, held it really tight, and then I just took, it was real ghetto, I took my vice grips and just pounded this one down. And as I held it, I did the one on the opposite side. Then I come over here and did this one and this one, and just kind of did a star pattern until it was all tightened back up. And it doesn't leak. It's fine. So I have to get this all put back together since I just finished rebuilding the carburetor, which you can see it's in there all nice and shiny. So that's it. Basically, the tip is if your pump isn't priming and you can hear it running, just jumper the wires here on this side of the harness, the black to the black and white, with the key on. And you hear it, if you can hear it pumping, just blow into the tank, and when it finally takes, off it goes. So that's it. Thanks for watching.